Have you ever wondered why we do what we do? I believe it's a question, besides the question, what's the purpose to life, we've been asking ourselves for a long time. I discovered the answer, and after you've watched this video, you'll know it too. And you'll even be able to understand why other people do what they do.
Now the answer to that ancient-old question isn't as difficult as you think it is. Now we already talked about the fact that our emotions cause us to take certain actions. But today, what we're going to be talking about is the reason why. Why do we take those type of actions? And here it is. The reason is because we do what we do to meet our needs. It's as simple as that. With our needs, we want to gain pleasure and avoid pain. And when we meet our needs, which is very important to be able to do, we feel happy. Now, I believe we're all looking for our own happiness. But happiness has a different meaning for all of us. But the real truth about meeting our needs is that we don't really avoid actual pain or move towards real pleasure. We only avoid things we think could cause us pain. And we only move towards things we think gives us pleasure. It all depends on your perception and experiences. I mean, isn't it true that we even do negative things and experience pleasure from it? But on the other hand, that we also experience pain when doing positive things. It all depends on the meaning something has for you. That's the reason why, in your eyes, people sometimes do really strange things. But if you would ask them about it, it seems completely logical to them. Now that used to puzzle me, but now I know the answer. That's just how they meet their needs. I believe that we have multiple needs which we can put in 5 categories. And these 5 categories are our basic needs, emotional needs, normal needs, special needs, and our ascended needs. Our basic needs are the survival needs. Everyone has a need to breathe. We need water, we need food, we need to sleep. We need an external need source and shelter. And most of us have the need to reproduce themselves. Then we have our emotional needs. Our emotional needs must be met. They are very important because we need to be able to express our emotions. We need to feel what we feel and not suppress those feelings. Can you imagine you're feeling extreme joy, you're really excited about something, but you can't express your happiness? Or something makes you feel sad, you experience grief, but you can't express your pain. Or you're really angry, but you can't release your anger. So you see, we need to satisfy our emotional needs, and we usually do that by sharing our feelings with people close to us, because this creates stability in our own minds and lives. So make sure your emotional needs are met. Then we have our normal needs. The first one is certainty, but you can also call it security or safety, because we need a certain level of it just to be able to function. And there are different ways to meet this need. Some meet this need by having a job or a steady income. You can meet this need by having a certain rhythm or schedule. We all do different things to be able to meet some level of certainty. But we also have the need for the complete opposite of certainty, and that is uncertainty. Because if we experience something long enough, the same thing over and over again, sooner or later, we'll take it a little bit for granted. And we become bored. Just think about it. If every day would be exactly the same, you know where you're gonna go and what's gonna happen, where it's gonna happen, and for how long it's gonna happen, eventually we'll go insane. And that's why we have this need for uncertainty, variety, surprise, or excitement. It all depends what title you give this need. And then we have our special needs. The first one is significance. We all do things that makes us feel special, that makes us feel unique or powerful. We can get it by doing positive things like dressing a certain way, by exercising, listening to a certain style of music, or by being part of a particular group. But we can also get significance by doing negative things, like making fun of other people, abuse other people, or by using violence. There are quick ways to feel better than the other person, negative, but for some, unfortunately, effective. The second special need is the need for love and connection. We all have the need for love and connection. Some people have it, some people crave it. The love from friends, family members, or a partner. But be careful who you place in your inner circle, because they have the potential to really hurt you. Influence goes a long way. But besides love, we have the need to connect. And it's easier to connect because we can connect with a lot of things. We can connect with other people, but also with animals or even objects. And because it's easier, we usually choose connection over love. Then we have our ascended needs. They are growth and contribution. And I call it the ascended needs because you need to grow as an individual to be able to meet those two needs. And I believe that these needs are by far the most important ones. Because in order to grow, you have to work on yourself. Take responsibility, get wiser, better, smarter, and faster. You need to invest in yourself, spend time on yourself, with yourself, and really get to know yourself better as a person to ascend. And the most wonderful thing about it is that sooner or later, your growth will benefit, reach, and influence the people around you in a positive way. And then there's contribution. This also goes two ways. This is when you add value to something or someone's life. It could be something small in the form of a gift, but it could also be something major like a lesson. It gives you a wonderful feeling and benefits whatever it is that you're contributing to. And the more you grow, the more you're able to contribute. So those are the 5 categories of needs, but there are 5 more things I would like to share about our needs. 1. I learned that for each of us, there are 2 needs that are most important to us. Now the easiest way to find out what they are is by looking at your own actions and reactions. And if you can take a look inside and understand which needs are most important to you, then you can also find out by watching others which needs are most important to them. And then you'll be able to understand why they do what they do even better, even though it might not be logical to you. 2. Finding out and knowing what other people's needs are is a great skill to have. In business, in friendships, and in relationships. Because basically, it all comes down to meeting the other's needs. But of course, don't forget your own, or else you'll lose out on a lot of happiness. 3. I learned that when we do something and it meets 3 or more of our needs at the same time, it could become addictive. Now, there are some good things that meet 3 or more of our needs, like working out or listening to your favorite music. But there are also negative things that meet 3 or more needs, like using drugs, drinking alcohol, or using violence. So be careful. 4. Know the difference between short-term and long-term happiness. Some negative things could give us short-term happiness, but really don't bring us long-term happiness at all. And some positive things don't bring us happiness on the short term at all, but do give us happiness on the long term. So try to find a balance between short term and long term happiness, and meet as much needs on a positive way. 5. But this is more a suggestion. Let's put the basic needs aside for a second. Let's say that they're all covered. I'd like to address the last two needs that fall under the category the ascendant needs. Try to make them the most important two, because I believe that that is where you'll find true happiness and will make your life fulfilled. I believe when you're able to make those two needs the most important to you, you'll meet the other needs automatically in time. When you grow and contribute, you automatically meet your emotional needs. Get certainty and uncertainty. You'll feel special. And because you grow and touch other people's lives in a positive way, you'll get love and connection in return. I hope you found this information useful. I did the first time I learned about these needs. So that's why I wanted to share this with you. It explains so much for me. It was like I saw the world from a different perspective and understood the world that we're in a little bit better. So I hope that this information does the same thing for you and that you'll use this knowledge about our needs to your advantage. So I guess we reached the end of the video about our needs. Join me the next time to talk about a different topic, focus. So for now, thank you for watching, thank you for your time, discover your needs, and I'll see you next time.